Just because you're ready for sleep after a long day working doesn't mean that your dog is. Although dogs have largely accepted our sleeping patterns, that doesn't mean that their bursts of energy cannot just happen anywhere. It's going to happen, and sometimes they do it at bedtime. Hey y'all, welcome back to It's Andretta. My name is Andretta, founder of South Atlanta Paws, an online pet supply store here in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And today we're going to be talking about the link between Zoomies and your dog's happiness. Now, I'm sure as a pet parent, you have heard the term Zoomies before, but do you actually know what it means? I want you to think of Zoomies as a burst of happiness, or energy, or when you get that feeling to just stand up and do a dance. The thing with dogs and Zoomies is that they can happen anywhere at any time. However, dogs can actually be triggered by some excitement in their environment, such as when you come home, opening that door, they see your face, they're excited. Now, Zoomies can happen at any time, but there are signs for you to look for to indicate that a Zoomie is about to happen. If you ever seen your dog do a play bow, kind of like when they're about to just lean back and their bottom goes up in the air and their paws go low, get ready, a Zoomie is about to happen. Whenever you see your dog do that, know that's their social invitation to begin to play, which then can kick things off. Now, Zoomie behavior usually involves a pup running around really fast. Generally, it's going to be in a lower down position, or you will see them rolling and jumping. They usually last anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes. So today we're going to jump into all things dog Zoomies, whether they're normal and what causes them. All right, so let's kick it off. Are dog Zoomies normal? If you're a new dog parent, the first time you see your dog doing the Zoomies, it might be a bit of a funny surprise. I know the first time that I saw my very first fur baby, Spunky, do the Zoomies, I was like, what is going on here? Honey, he was having the time of his life. But I'm here to tell you that there is absolutely nothing to worry about. Now, of course, you guys know I love to do some research, and I found that there is a scientific term for the Zoomies called frantic random activity periods. So generally, it's just that your dog is playing and they're letting go, releasing tons of energy. Now, Zoomies come in all shapes and forms. Some are more relatable than others. Sometimes Zoomies can come with a negative side as well. I'm going to list out some Zoomie behavior that you may have witnessed your dog do, and they just may need some additional training when those Zoomies start to happen and this behavior comes to be. They might need additional training during Zoomie time if they are biting, knocking things over, chasing other dogs, and ignoring your command to stop. If they're chasing other dogs and they're not adhering to the other dog's signal to stop. If they're jumping on people or if they're chasing tails. Now, even though Zoomies are normal, I found 9 reasons why dogs usually start having Zoomies. And guess what? You're not going to be surprised. So in my research, I found that there are 9 reasons that dogs get Zoomies. Now, all breeds and ages of dogs can have Zoomies, and there are numerous potential causes behind these energetic outbursts, including the following 9. Number 1, they just could need more exercise. The level of exercise needed for a dog is going to vary between their age and breed. If your dog doesn't get enough exercise, Zoomies are going to happen quickly. Number 2 is playtime. One of the easiest Zoomies to spot is when a dog is just really ready to play. Usually the dog is going to start jumping on you, getting a toy, bringing it over to you. That is their invitation to play and that they're ready to start and have some fun. Number 3, they've just had a bath. My fur babies used to do this all the time. After bath time, Zoomies begin. The reason that they're doing that is because they just got wet and their Zoomies are going to help them dry off. So know that it is normal. They're not going crazy. Well, kind of crazy. But when a dog is having the Zoomies after a bath, that is their indication that they're trying to dry off. Number 4, it could be stress or anxiety. On many occasions, Zoomies is a behavior. However, it can also be times that your dog is indicating that they do not feel well. Zoomies can also respond to being in fear, anxiety, or stressful situations. Can you differentiate between a happy Zoomie and a non-happy Zoomie? Yes and no. You can do it, it's just going to be a bit more challenging. There are many indicators that indicate if a dog is unhappy, like lethargy, if they have disinterest in everyday activities, and also if they're showing signs of aggression. Number 5, the time of day. Just because you're ready for sleep after a long day working doesn't mean that your dog is. Although dogs have largely accepted our sleeping patterns, patterns, that doesn't mean that their bursts of energy cannot just happen anywhere. It's going to happen, and sometimes they do it at bedtime. While we as pet parents can't change their internal clock, ensuring that they get lots of exercise during the day can ensure and help that they'll be tired by bedtime. Next up, is this number 5 or 6? I think it's 5. Let's say 6. Age. While a lot of us think that Zoomies are associated with them being young dogs or puppies, that's not always the case. Know that older dogs can get Zoomies too. All 3 of my pups, Bright Eyes, Goldie, and Lucky, are senior dogs. And let me tell you, the Zoomies happen all the time in my house. Now, while older dogs can also get the Zoomies, it's just more frequent in our younger pups. Number 6, 7, or number 8. They're just overly excited or happy. Have you ever been so excited that you could just feel it and you wanted to burst? Yeah, duh. Dogs have that same feeling. They get the Zoomies by trying to release all of that energy. Because guess what? It's built up and there's no other way for them to get it out. Just like when we get excited, we see a favorite person or a friend we haven't talked to in a while, dogs do too. If their favorite person walks through the door, know that they're going to get those Zoomies. Or if you're putting them in the car and they know they're going to go to a fun place, that smell of the outside is going to help continue to build up all of that energy, which is going to have to be released one way or another. Number 8, they're overtired. Have you ever seen a little kid get overexcited super quick and then they just start running around? Dogs will exhibit this same behavior. Overtired related Zoomies are more typical in puppies that are under 6 month age. In these instances, getting them more excited in an attempt to tire them out isn't always going to be the best plan. Instead, I highly recommend that you take small steps to help calm them and prepare them for bedtime. And number 10, they could just be avoiding you. Avoidance is when a Zoomie is not so great. Sometimes behaviors like that is used as a defense or can mistakenly be signaled as playful. For instance, have you ever gone to touch them and they avoid you or they get defensive to create more space? In these cases, understanding how your dog feels is vital. So rather than trying to play, stop, take a moment, read their body language, and recognize if anything is happening that could make them feel stressed or anxious. At the end of the day, guys, just know that Zoomies are a natural thing that your dog is going to do. It means that they're